What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Ravens Week 8 game preview as our 1-6 Cleveland Browns have their second of three straight home games. As this week they welcome the technically AFC North leading 5-2 Baltimore Ravens to town, who are coming off what I would call a belt to ass session against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they handled pretty easily for the most part, 41-31 last night. Now you look at the final score and you're thinking, wait, that's not a BTA session. Yeah, it is. Because at one point, that game was 41-18 Ravens. And in that game last night, Lamar Jackson, 17 of 22, 281 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. On the ground, oh, Henry, 15 carries, 169 yards from Derrick Henry. And through the air, Rashad Bateman went Randy Moss on the Bucks. 4 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown. In total, the Ravens ran 30 times for 244 yards. And then through the air, 17 receptions, 281 yards, 5 touchdowns. 2 from Mark Andrews, because of course, and then 1 touchdown apiece for Justice Hill, Rashad Bateman, and of course Derrick Henry. And the Ravens also sacked Baker Mayfield 3 times. And the crazy part is, Baker himself went for 370 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 horrendous picks to the same guy, Marlon Humphrey. Of course, Marlon Humphrey had to pick off Baker Mayfield. Of course. And I think both interceptions happened when Mike Evans left the game. So, of course, he loses Mike Evans and then turns back into Cleveland/Carolina Baker. And then, of course, Chris Godwin got hurt late in the game when it was pretty much over. Because, of course, they were trying to make that fake ass comeback, right? Wow. But man, that was what you call a BTA session. Belt to S by the Ravens to the Bucks. Mm-hmm. Guess what? We got coming our way now. Uh-huh. Now, to be fair, the last couple times we played against Derrick Henry, essentially shut him down, right? I mean, when we had them in Cleveland last year, we whooped their ass. Derrick Henry only ran it 11 times for 20 yards. And then the time before that, when we went to Tennessee, again, he ain't do nothing. 15 carries for 60 yards. So the key to stopping Derrick Henry is to whoop his team's ass so bad that they just stop running the ball. But that's what the Ravens do. Pretty sure we'd be whooping the Ravens' ass and they'd still be running Derrick Henry. Because they're not the Titans. By the way, of course, Mike Vrabel's on the Browns staff, so if anyone knows how to stop Derrick Henry, I mean, he had to coach Derrick Henry, so it was Derrick Henry pretty well. I don't think it'll matter. Because Derrick Henry is just insane now. Because, of course, the Ravens had to freaking sign him. They really let the Ravens get Derrick Henry to go along with Lamar. Of course. Of course. Of course they did. Yep. Now, before I get into this preview, I do actually have some news to talk about from earlier this morning. Of course, on Sunday, Deshaun Watson was actually looking good against the Bungles. He was leading a very good drive. It actually looked like he was on his way to a 200-yard passing game, I think for the first time all year. And then, poof, goes the Achilles, and he's done for the season. DTR comes in, doesn't really look that bad. I mean, he was good running the ball. Yeah, I still can't believe that RPO worked so well. The one where he fooled literally everybody, including the cameraman. Like, damn. But, of course, he also got hurt a little bit. I believe he injured his finger on a sack. So he might not play this week. So that means we get Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston most likely will be starting this week if DTR can't go. Now, as far as who will be backing up Jameis with DTR being down, well, Tom Pelissero had this earlier this morning, and I quote, a new QB in Cleveland. The Browns are signing Bailey Zappi off the Chiefs practice squad per sources. Of course, if you remember when he was with the Patriots, he started against us a couple years ago and he absolutely whooped our ass. Of course he did. Everyone whoops our ass these days, it seems like. But yeah, Tom continues with this. With Deshaun Watson's season over and Dorian Thompson-Robinson's status in flux, Jameis Winston could start Sunday versus Baltimore, and Zappi would back him up. So there's that. Now getting into the history, of course, Baltimore leads the overall series 36-14. Baltimore won week 4 last year when DTR only had a few hours notice that he was actually starting. And then the Browns got him back in Baltimore in what would be Deshaun Watson's last start of the season last year, where he absolutely cooked in the fourth quarter. That was probably the best performance we've seen out of Deshaun, and that honestly might be the last time we see a good performance out of Deshaun. Because we haven't seen that Deshaun all year. And of course, now he's done for the season, so we're not going to see that for the rest of the year. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun's career as a Brown is done. Because you know the Browns are going to try to find a way to wiggle out of that contract. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that game, week 10 last year, was what I would call an instant classic. That fourth quarter, man, instant, just pure cinema. Instant classic for sure. Pure cinema. I'm trying to say instant cinema. Oh, man. That was the last time we saw Deshaun really cook. We think we were seeing that last week. And then his Achilles went, yeah, of course. But I don't know what to expect this week, to be honest. Now, I actually looked at the spread for this game, and it was actually at 11 just a few hours ago. It started off as Ravens by 9.5. It got as high as 11, and now it's down to 10.5. Ooh, it went down half a point. Ooh. But of course, we already know we're still gonna get we're probably gonna get our ass whooped. Yeah. You know what's bad when I'm even just dealing with the fact, like, we've come to terms with it. Like, I mean, this team is yes, score. It's just the way it is, right? Now, believe it or not, I actually do have some keys to victory. Number one, just being real. We ain't winning this damn game playing like we've been playing. Essentially, we gotta play one of our best games of the season, which we haven't even really done that this year. Even the Jags game, we didn't really play that well. We gotta play like we did against Arizona last year or Tennessee, right? Of course, the common theme in both of those games, Deshaun Watson played and he looked damn good. Well, Deshaun's out for the year, and it sounds like Jameis will be starting at quarterback. So, yay. But yeah, like I said, we ain't winning this damn game playing like we've been playing. We essentially got to play the best game of the year. We'll see what happens with Jameis running things. Number two, force Lamar to make mistakes and force turnovers. That's how we've beaten him in the past, right? Of course, there was that one game where we forced him to throw, what, 4 interceptions? And we still lost because Baker was absolute ass. I think that was when he hurt his shoulder. Yeah, playing him at night. Freaking defense showed out. But Baker was absolute ass because he was playing with a bad shoulder and the offense couldn't do a damn thing. So, of course, we lose that game. Of course. It was the one time we actually forced Lamar to play like booty cheeks and we still lost. Of course. And then number 3, Jameis got to cook if he plays. Because DTR might be fine and he could honestly play. But if Jameis starts, which it sounds like he will, he got to cook. Right? I'm not trying to see the 30-30 Jameis. I'm trying to see the Jameis that actually looked good at times. I think, what was it, with New Orleans? A little bit, right? We need to see the good Jameis, which I know there is a good Jameis, but I don't want to see the 30-31, right? The post LASIK eye surgery Jameis, I think, will be fine. But yeah, if we see that Jameis that's throwing picks left and right, yeah, we are already cooked. But damn, we freaking overcooked at that point. We cooked like crab legs. Oi. Now, getting into my player to watch, it's simple. I'm going to say the Browns pass rush. The entire unit. The entire front 7, really. But mainly the front 4. Because they got to contain Lamar. It's one thing to rush the passer. You got to contain him. Because we haven't really seen this year. But we're facing a dude who can scramble like crazy. You think you got him, and boom, he takes off up the field for like a 20-yard gain because there's nobody around to freaking contain him. I think they're going to focus more on containment than actually rushing the passer. But you know, Myles Garrett, he's going to try to get after Lamar. Everybody else got to contain him so Myles can get to him. Of course, they're facing old friend Zadarius Smith again. I'd love to see a Zadarius Smith revenge game. But I don't even know if Zadarius is even going to be on this team because there's a lot of trade talk about him getting dealt to maybe Detroit or something. We'll see what happens. So yeah, my player to watch, or I guess my unit to watch, is the Browns pass rush. The entire unit. I'm not going one player this time. I'm going the entire unit. And then my prediction, 31-17 Ravens. I think the Browns keep it close for a little while. But of course, the Ravens pull away late. And we lose 31-17. And then the Chargers come to town next week. So facing the Harbaughs in back-to-back weeks. Lovely. That should be fun. We're essentially facing the West Coast Ravens next week. For the most part. Think they have the old offensive coordinator from Baltimore. And then they signed Gus and J.K. Dobbins. Of course they did. Of course they did. Oh, yeah. So that'll be fun next week. But yeah, when it comes to this game, I think we could keep it close. But it would take a lot for us to win this game. We'd have to play the best game of the year. I don't know if we can do that. So we'll see what happens. But if I hear anything else regarding like trade rumors and stuff, I'll definitely have a video for it. But God, it's only week 8. Usually we don't see this kind of crap from the Browns when it comes to playing like ass until the end of the year when the players pretty much have their feet halfway out the door. It's not even the bye week yet. I mean, this team is like a complete flip from last year. Last year's team was so much fun, man, despite all the injuries and stuff. Especially at the end of the year with Joe Flacco. That might have been the most fun I've had watching this Browns team since 2020. Those last few games with Joe Flacco. Like, that was legit fun. I was enjoying myself watching that. It was beautiful ball. This crap just gives me flashbacks to the early 2000s when we couldn't score and our best player was our kicker. And Dustin Hopkins isn't even that good this year, it seems like. Even the has even spread to him. He's shanking kicks. What the heck, man? Damn, you have Dustin Hopkins shanking kicks because that just tells me that the has spread to him. You'd think the kicker would be immune to it, but no, he's even got affected by the ick. Oh well, just see what happens. You never know. Maybe the Browns win this game out of nowhere and shock everybody. But I mean, not really much else to say. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we keep it close. Honestly, I don't think we win. I could see us covering the spread. We'll see what happens. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog, and of course, Cavs basketball returns tomorrow. I will be live for Cavs Raptors tomorrow. It'll be fun. Can't wait. Get to see the squad back on the court again. And we'll see how they do coming off a pretty impressive season last year. Right? So, with that being said, as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. I will see you guys tomorrow, unless something else happens today. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Cavs Raptors. With that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. Bye bye.